If you don't believe that Satan wants your marriage, you don't believe the storyline of the Bible. Could Satan have shown up when Adam was still single? He could have, but he didn't. Satan doesn't even show up until Adam is married. And I always like to say, after the wedding comes the war. I hear single guys all the time like, man, I'm really in a spiritual battle. I can't wait till I get married and the battle's over. That's first and second nonsense. Right now, you're in a Nerf gun fight. How many of you, your spiritual warfare, your demonic attack didn't even really ramp up until you got married? Satan hates love, he hates covenant, he hates marriage. And so he attacks those things with vigor.
Marriages are under attack. And here are some Bible verses that tell us what we can do to fight those attacks. So in James 4:7, it says, submit yourselves to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. He will flee. Okay. Satan hates to see an obedient servant of God. And when I tell you, I have been working overtime to just show more love, to be more patient, to be more forgiving. I have rough days, like right in that luteal phase. We don't talk about it, but I am working hard, okay? So that the devil will flee our marriage, because I have been feeling it. And I just want to encourage you today with that verse. And in Ephesians 6:10-11, it says, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on all of God's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. Listen, put on that armor. Put on God's armor, okay? In Ephesians 4:32, it says, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. There are days where I'm like, I'm not forgiving that. I'm pissed. I have resentment. I'm holding on. And then I realize the resentment, not only is it doing more for me, but it's breaking down our marriage. And I don't want that. And so I have really been trying to be more tenderhearted. I have been working on that because that's what God asked me to do. And I love God more than I love my husband. No offense to my husband, but I love God more than I love my husband. And so I am going to try my hardest to be obedient. It is hard, especially when you have deep-rooted hurt. And I am not saying to stay in an abusive marriage. I always feel like we always have to put these disclaimers, but to me, it's like common sense. I am not saying to stay in an abusive marriage. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I am not saying to stay with someone who is cheating on you consistently. I am not saying that. So I want to make that clear. I'm talking about in a marriage where there's breakdown of communication, there's resentment, there's anger, there's selfishness, right? That's what I'm talking about. In Galatians 5:13, it says, serve one another in love. God is love, okay? He wants us to serve one another. And even on days when I feel like he don't deserve my love, he don't deserve this, I am choosing something else because Jesus chose something else. He died on the cross for me, for us. And if he can do that, why can't I?